Hello everyone and a very good morning to you all. Thank you for joining me today. It's Chris from the Shortcuts Education team, and this morning we're going to be going through our cloud-based marketing and looking at our SMS confirmations and way we can utilize those and just ensure we're getting the sort of most out of those, as well as some of our top tips for our Shortcuts cloud-based marketing as we move into the new year, in case we're looking at any kind of advertising or any special offers coming up. So as always, I know a lot of you have joined me before and it's always fantastic to have you on board. For those of you that are new to our masterclasses, there is just a little bit of background information, just very quickly to run through of how our classes will work. Now, typically, we go for a very, very brief basic introduction, a little bit of housekeeping, and then we jump straight into the fun stuff being a live demonstration. And it's going to be exactly the same for this morning. I'm going to have a very brief couple of slides just to sort of introduce myself and obviously what we're going to be doing. And then we're going to jump straight into the live demonstration. So, as always, before we begin on our masterclass on this very cold Tuesday morning, the duration of this webinar is going to be approximately 60 minutes. I appreciate you may be joining me before you start work or in between clients. My microphone is switched on, whereas everyone else has automatically been muted. Your speakers must be turned on to hear this webinar. Now, as always, your questions will be taken either via the Q&A or the chat box, but if you do want to have a little chat with me, if you do want to unmute yourself, that is perfectly fine to do so. If not, we'll have a little Q&A at the end. But I'm hopeful I'm going to answer everybody's questions throughout the masterclass. And then if you do want to chat further, you feel free to drop me an email at education@shortcuts.co.uk, or you can give me a call on 0161 972 4900. It's option 1 and then option 4. Now again, do stay tuned for our masterclasses. We'll be getting those sent out ASAP. We are booked up with our masterclasses all the way up until March. So those will be going out in the following corresponding weeks. But you can always sign up through our website, shortcuts.co.uk/online-classes. And do also make sure you give us a share, a follow, and a like on our Facebook and Instagram pages, and that's Shortcuts UK. Now, we're going to be going through cloud-based marketing today, which is our super simple editor. If you're interested in a really super advanced marketing platform, that is our Marketing Plus, and we're going to be going through that at the beginning of February, so just a couple of weeks for that. So if you're looking at that and you think, yeah, this is great, but I want something that a little bit more, join me at the beginning of February. If you do want the link for that, let me know at the end. If not, that will be sent out in the next couple of weeks. Perfect. So the first thing we're going to do this morning, ladies and gents, is we're going to take a look at our SMS confirmations and a few things we can do with that. And then I'm going to show you some of my top tips to ensure your marketing can be as absolutely pristine, as accurate as humanly possible. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up my Shortcuts Fusion system. Excellent stuff there. So we've opened up my Shortcuts Fusion system. Okay, and we're going to take a little look at our SMS confirmations. Now, what I would certainly recommend when it comes to your SMS confirmation, strip it right back. Let's just triple check everything. So the first thing we're going to do on the right-hand side is click onto Setup, and then we're going to click onto the Configuration. And then over on the left-hand side, we're going to click General in the bottom left-hand corner. And then towards the top, very quickly, we're just going to click on the business icon. And then from here, we're just going to double check things like the business name, the address, the phone number, everything like that, okay? Now, the reason we do that is it feeds through from here into our SMS confirmations into what we call a personalized field, okay? And that basically just means it brings that information through. So we're going to have a little bit more on that later on, but it's bringing it through in a personalized field. So just double check the business name, the address, and the phone number. Okay, if you did make any changes, just make sure you click Done in the bottom right-hand corner. And then from there, again, we're going to go Setup, Configuration, and in the bottom left-hand corner, we're going to click onto General. And then what we're going to do is click onto this icon here that says Confirmation. Then over on the right-hand side, we're going to click onto Configure. There we go. I'm going to click onto configure. Now, if you get a pop-up like mine, just make sure you're selected onto SMS. You should already be selected onto SMS here, but if not, just make sure you give it a quick click and then straight onto that configure icon. And then all we're going to do here, we're just going to double check that they are set to automatically send confirmation requests. You can send them out manually if you wish to, that's no problem whatsoever, but we would usually recommend you send them out automatically. You can also change the time here, so just keep an eye on the time and make sure it is AM or PM. We would recommend doing it within the working hours of the business, just in case they do need to ring up and reschedule. And then we've got business days in advance. So I've currently got it set to 1 business day in advance. So that basically means it will go out pretty much to tomorrow. Now, if you were closed tomorrow, Wednesdays would go out today instead, because tomorrow isn't a business day, whereas today is. Now, minimum business days in advance means there has to be at least 1 day between the booking. So typically, if you were to change this to maybe something like 1, just as I've got there, your minimum business days would basically mean there has to be at least 1 business day in advance, which essentially means if I was making an appointment for tomorrow, you might not want the confirmation text message to go out tomorrow because I've only just made my appointment for tomorrow. So it may be deemed as a little bit of a waste. So if I am booking in for tomorrow, there has to be at least 1 business day in advance. You can double check the terminal there as well if you want to. This should already be preset. And then underneath, we've got begin polling for replies on first contact. Polling basically just means it's going to continually check in the background. And I've got it set to poll every 20 minutes, which is perfectly fine. I probably wouldn't have it anything less than that because it occasionally can cause a system to slow down or sometimes even crash if it's set to like 1 minute because it's constantly trying to check for replies in the background. What I will show you in a minute is how you can manually check for a reply if you wish to. So we just click done. Now it's also worth just double checking the message that will actually be sent to your clients. So what we're going to do is we're going to click onto message just here, again in line with SMS. And we're going to click onto that there. Now please keep an eye on the characters used. You can see I've got 27 characters used. I would always keep yourself a pretty good buffer, around the sort of 20 to 30 mark if you can. So our message is hi client name. Now you can see that there. Anything in those arrows is what we refer to as a personalized field. That basically means it brings that information through automatically. We've then got the business name. That business name pulls through from the business settings we were just looking at under setup, configuration, and business, just in the top left here. Confirming appointment at appointment time and appointment date. Reply, the confirm response is just here. This is the confirm response here. And the cancel response to cancel. This is the cancel response here. Or phone, the business phone. And again, that pulls through from your business settings up here. Now, you may have noticed it does have to be a literal yes or a no. When a client does respond, it does become 2-way. So they can respond. It does have to be a literal yes or a literal no for the appointment to be confirmed or cancelled in the system. Now, again, I said just make sure you keep an eye on the amount of characters used. That is just in case you're using personalized fields, as we can see here. And of course, the client's first name is quite long. So just make sure you do keep a nice little buffer there because the client name will be the first and last name. So just bear that in mind there. And then all we're going to do is click done and click done again. And you may just have to give a quick restart to your shortcut system. So we've said there our text messages are going to go roughly 10 a.m. in the morning, 1 business day in advance. But it's up to you. You can also manually push the text messages as well, because you might have had a client book in for tomorrow morning. And of course, it is now 10 past 10. Essentially, that ship has sailed. Tomorrow's text messages have already gone out. So if I was to make an appointment for tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., of course, those text messages are not going to go out. So you can manually push a text message out if you wish to. Down the bottom here, what we're going to do is click onto the menu button. And we're going to choose the option that says confirmation status. And you can see we've got all of our text messages here. We've got all of our clients here. Now you can see we're currently looking at today, Tuesday the 16th of January. And you can use your arrow keys in the bottom right-hand corner if you wish to move your appointments forward into the future. Now what you can also do, if all of your text messages have already been sent out for tomorrow, but you just want to resend one for an appointment you just made. So as we said, my text messages are set to go automatically at 10 a.m. for 1 day in advance. So tomorrow's have technically already gone, but I've just made an appointment tomorrow and I want to send them a reminder text message. What we can do is click the contact icon down the center bottom of our screen just here. It will only contact the clients who are A, contactable, but B, have not already been contacted. Okay, so it's not going to resend all of the text messages again. Now, as we also said, our text messages are going to poll every 20 minutes for replies. But if you wish to, if you come in first thing in the morning and you just want to check that your 9 a.m. has either cancelled or confirmed, whichever it may be, you can also manually click the reply button just down here. Now you can do that fairly often. There's about a 2-minute sort of window in between where you have to sort of at least give it before you keep clicking the replies button. But as we said, if you've set it up like mine was, it was set to poll every 20 minutes anyway. But if you just want to just quickly check, you can do that there. We've also got a little dashboard just over here as well, where you can see the clients that are non-contactable, the ones to be contacted, the ones that haven't replied, your confirmations, cancellations, and refer to note. Now, you may often see this. If somebody does reply, you may often see it appears like an orangey, beigey color. That is if they have left you a note. Or, as we said, if they reply, but they don't use the literal confirm or cancel responses, such as yes or no. Sometimes they write yep, sometimes they write nope, something like that. That is not a literal response, so it will appear as a note. It's also, you may often get people's out of office, something like that, or occasionally they may even text you back thinking it is a literal form of two-way communication saying, can I reschedule anything like that? So please be aware if you see any orange at the top, you may just need to refer to the note. Now, what you can also do, you can use this as a way of communication. So maybe you want to send a bit more of a bespoke text message. So what you can also do is click the SMS icon just down here. You can type in the client's mobile number here, and you can send them a message with a character limit of 450 characters. Now, if you need to get their phone number, potentially if I'm going to send it to Stacey here, maybe we've not been able to phone her, maybe we've not been able to get hold of her, so we want to send her a text message. We can click onto here and we can go into her profile and just grab her phone number from her profile just here. So there are ways to do that, and that's a way to send a manual text message. Now also as well, it is worth noting, if you have an appointment booked in and we, for example, right click and we confirm the appointment like that as well, that will essentially stop an automated text message being sent to that client. Because, if they may even ring up and say, hi, it's Stacey, just confirming my appointment. Of course, then we don't need to send her a text message. It's a waste of a text message. So please be aware of that. If you do get clients saying to you, oh, I didn't receive a text message, just double check that they haven't already manually been confirmed. Now, what you can also do, if you just want to double check that, you can do so by right-clicking and going down to this option here that says Extra. And then you've got this option here that says Appointment History. Now, upon showing you all of the history, you can also see at the top here, the employee that was logged on confirmed the appointment. Okay, so if it was manually confirmed by one of your employees, it will show that at the top there. So it is always worth just doing that, because it's quite common. We make an appointment and then we just naturally right click and then just confirm it. But please bear in mind that will stop an automated text message going out. Now, something else you can also do, maybe you want to send a little bit more of a bespoke text message, okay? Maybe, for example, Sam went home sick or Rachel was going home sick. You've tried phoning that client, but you're not able to get hold of them. Okay, so you don't need to go ahead and change your text message or automated text message. You don't need to go ahead and change anything here, like what we were doing. What we can do is we can click the profile at the top here. And you'll notice we've got this option here in the quick profile that says SMS clients. We can click onto that there. You'll have a list of all of the clients that are booked in for today and are opted in to be contacted. So let's see if we've got anyone here. Yeah, so we can see we got Stacy here. And you'll notice there is a contact box just here. Now it may be, Sam has gone home sick and we've tried phoning Stacy and Jane, but we're not able to get hold of them. We're going to send them a bit more of a bespoke manual text message. In the box here, you can write your text message out. Put that text message in there. Again, please keep an eye on the character limit. And then again, you can click the contact option and click contact in the bottom right-hand corner. And that will just send that bespoke manual text message to those two clients just there. So it's not something you're probably going to use every day. And I certainly wouldn't use this option here for your automated text messaging. But if there is something you often need to send out, maybe it is, unfortunately gone home ill, we still haven't had a skin test, we need things like that. Please be aware of parking restrictions, all of these things. You may just wish to copy this sort of as a template, shall we say, to a note or Microsoft Word, copy and paste it in here, and you can manually send those text messages out there. Now, last but not least, before we jump into our cloud-based marketing, it is always worth just double checking when it comes to confirmations. First and foremost, as we said, that the client is opted in to receive confirmations. We can only do that with the client's permission. So what we're going to do is double click onto the client. We can click onto profile and we can see whether this client is or isn't opted in just here. And again, we can only do that with their confirmation or their permission, and if they do it for themselves as well. And also, you may have a self-employed staff member. You may have noticed that, for example, all of the clients booked in with Chris or Amelia are not receiving text messages. So, but you've checked that they're all opted in, so all of the clients opted in. So why are all of the clients booked in with Chris not receiving a text message? So it's also worth just double checking this as well. So if you go into setup and employees, just double checking in the bottom right hand corner of that particular employee, just double check we've got send appointment communications to clients ticked just here. Now that can often happen if the client is split between two staff members like that. And let's say Sam is ticked for send appointment communications, but Chris wasn't. It will only send the one text message with the one appointment on there, which can often cause a little bit of confusion. So that is it, ladies and gents. That is our SMS confirmations. Hopefully that's been some handy tips there to get you using your text messages. What we're going to do now is we're going to jump into our cloud-based marketing. Now, as we have our Fusion system open, there's a few things we would just double check in the background, okay? And these can have quite a big knock-on effect to your marketing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Setup, and we're going to go down to Services just here. And towards the bottom right-hand corner, we've got this option, this tile, that says RPTS category, which essentially is abbreviated for reports categories, okay? Now, your reports categories are all of the categories for your reports that your services are linked to. So, for example, if we click onto this, you'll notice I've got 10. You can have up to 10. Now, remember, these are your service report categories. Each of your services should be linked to a service report category to really determine how many services have been done. But it also feeds through to your marketing, and there'll be a little bit more on that later on. Now, it's always worth using as many as you can. So we've got styling, color, treatments, extensions, facials, nails, eyes, body electrolysis, and injection. We try and keep it to almost mimic our sort of service categories. Now, for example, you might have things like manicure, pedicure, acrylics, biosculpture. If you've got something really specific, and that's taking up sort of 3 or 4 report categories, it is certainly worth consolidating that to potentially just manis and pedis or nails, as you saw with mine there. And again, I've got things like body. You might have things like back massage, head massage, shoulder massage. You might just want to consolidate that down to body and massage. So once you've got your service report categories, again, I would look to have at least 5 or 6. If you're just a barber, you might wish to have things like skin fade, gents cuts, OAP, beard trims and designs, things like that. And then gents coloring. You may wish to split them out if you only offer a handful of services. So keep an eye on those there. We've got our service report categories: styling, color, treats, extensions. Keep an eye on those just there. It's also worth just very quickly double checking all of your services are linked to those report categories. Now, if they're not linked to those report categories, it's going to have a knock-on effect to your reporting, but it's also going to have a knock-on effect to your marketing. And we're going to see that in just a sec. So, for example, what we would all just double check now is on the left-hand side, we can expand a service category. Click on a relevant service such as cut and finish, and we're going to click details in the bottom left-hand corner. Now we can see here block 1, this is block 1 just here. This is the actual appointment, the service. Block 1 counts towards, and you'll notice we've got all of those tick boxes. These are our service report categories. So if my cut and finish wasn't linked to a service report category, there's going to be no reports to say how many cut and finishes I've done, but also when we look at your targeted and transactional marketing later on, it's not going to pull through these cuts and finishes. So I'm just going to link it to styling just there. I'm going to say it's a styling service, and it's worth just going through and just double checking all of those there. Perfect. That one was already done. Excellent stuff. So that's something we can just very quickly do. So A will affect your marketing, but will also affect your reporting as well. If you've ever noticed your performance summary doesn't add up, this is one of the main reasons why. But let's not digress too much into our reporting. So just double check your service report categories are all ship shape and in crystal fashion just there. The next thing we're going to do is double check your referral method. Now, in a sec, we are going to take a look at our actual marketing and the campaigns that we offer. For example, happy birthday, new client, and referral. So it is worth double checking your referral options. And this will have a huge knock-on effect to how the referral campaign functions. So for example, just double check with me. We're going to go to setup and configuration. And in the bottom left-hand corner, we're going to click onto clients just here. Now, clients is under general. Sorry, I should have said it's under the general icon just here. And then we're going to click on to clients just here. Now, we're going to go to the third tab along the top just here. Now, you can always double check your referral options here. You can add in your referral options if you need to. You just simply click the new icon just here. But it's always worth just double checking. We've got another client here because that is exactly how our referral campaign will function. And then along the top, we're going to go on to new client layout. Now, your new client layout is the layout of fields, the layout of options that appear when we make an appointment for a new client, such as like this. This is the new client layout just here. So it's always worth just double checking in the new client layout of the tab here. Just double check that you've got that referral method ticked in the quick column. Because of course, if you're making an appointment for a new client, there is never a better opportunity to find how that client was referred to you. Now, when they do this, they will be able to click the Another Client, choose who referred them, and that is how your referral campaign will work. So for example, I can fill out all of my details for my new client, and there's my referral method just here. And you'll see my top option is Another Client. I can select another client, choose whichever client that may be that referred me, and it will then tell me just there. And that is exactly how your referral campaign will work, that we're going to take a look at in just a sec. Perfect. So just make sure that that's all set up. And at the very least, under your new client layout, under setup configuration in general, and under clients here, just make sure your new client layout just here has that referral method ticked. Excellent stuff. So we're now ready to take a look at our marketing. And there's a few things we're just going to triple check in the background. So what I would recommend we do first and foremost, ladies and gents, is open up our online console. Now, there's a very quick tip to get to the online console. If you log yourself off, we're looking at the pin screen just here. And then underneath, we've got this option that says Console Login. This is a fully functional button. If we click onto this button here, it will take us just here. Now, there are a few things that will pull through to your marketing. Again, those personalized fields. So again, in the online console, we're just going to go to site settings. Oh, sorry, well, very quickly as well. The URL to get to the online console, if you didn't use that handy shortcut, is just console.shortcutsoftware.com. console.shortcutsoftware.com. So we're going to click onto site settings. Now, a lot of you have probably already have done this, but it is worth just double checking. So we're going to double check our site name at the top here. And then we're just going to continue scrolling down, and we are going to double check our website, our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter. Now you'll notice, ladies and gents, it is the full HTTPS link. It does have to be the full link. We're going to continue scrolling down. We're going to double check our phone number. And again, we're going to double check our physical address and everything like that. The reason we do this in the background is this all forms those personalized fields. It brings the data through automatically. We're going to go right down to the bottom, and we're just going to double check our site logo has also been uploaded as well. Now again, that logo and all of the information we looked at will pull through all automatically. So that's all you need to just double check there. If you do need to upload your logo, just click on the choose file and then upload the image. And then from here, we can go to our cloud-based appointment book. Now, if you want to use a stepping stone through the online console, you can use this tile in the top right-hand corner where it says Shortcuts Cloud. You can click onto that, and that will take you to your cloud-based appointment book. Now, if you want to manually type in the URL for this, it's just pos.shortcutsoftware.com. Okay, so we've set up our online console and we've now opened up the cloud. Now, as you open up the cloud, you might be thinking, yep, I'm ready to get started, but the campaign I want to create, I want to ensure I give some discount, okay? Now, you can do this now, or you can do this after the bit I'm about to demonstrate. I would recommend you do it now. So you might be thinking, I want to create a nice happy birthday campaign, and I want to give like a free treatment or £5 off or something like that. Now, if you are going to give a discount, I would highly recommend you use a discount code. That discount code can be assigned to the campaign, which you'll see in a sec, and then it can be redeemed at the point of sale screen. Okay, it's also great for your return on investment report. So if you have decided, yep, I do want to give some discount, I would always recommend you create a discount promotion code. And those discount promotion codes are set up in your main shortcut system. So for example, I've decided I want to create a birthday discount code. So I'm going to go to Setup and Configuration. And on the left-hand side, I'm going to choose the third option down that says Discounts. I'm going to click onto Discounts, and I'm going to click New towards the bottom right-hand corner. And I'm just going to type in that code. I'm going to call it birthday. In the top right here, this is where you configure your discount. These are your monetary values here under fixed amount, or you can choose a default percentage here, or you can create your own percentage just here with the add default icon. You can also specify what the discount can be applied to just here. Now, if you have chosen a discount value such as 10%, you can also tick this box here to cement that it cannot be changed from 10 to 20 to 30 or something like that. Then all we're going to do is click Save and click Done. Now we've created that promotion code in our main shortcut system here, and that will take roughly 5 to 10 minutes to pull through to our cloud just here. And you're going to see in just a few minutes, we're going to add that discount code to our campaign. And again, the reason we do this is so we can track it on our return on investment reports, and we can also redeem it at the point of sale screen. Because otherwise, how are we going to take the discount off? If a client comes in and says, you know, I've got this £10, this 10% birthday, how are we going to redeem it at the point of sale? Now, we could naturally just, you know, take the 10% off, but we've got no paper trail of why we did that. Okay, so let's take a look then at our marketing campaigns in the cloud. So at the top of the screen, we're going to choose this option here that says messages. And we have two types of campaigns. We have one-time campaigns, which are only sent out the once, and we have our ongoing campaigns just here. Our ongoing ones are often referred to as set and forget. You know, they are sort of sent out continually. The only thing that changes with your ongoing campaigns is what we refer to as the send schedule. That is what determines sending the schedule out, such as the client's birthday, a new appointment, or of course a referral. So the layout is the same, it's only the send schedule that differs. So we're going to start off nice and easy, and something that I would recommend we all get started with. On the left-hand side, we've got our appointment acknowledgement. This is a great one to get the ball rolling. So we can see the description. Ongoing message customers about their new or changed appointments. Now this appointment acknowledgement will go to all appointments made through the cloud, through the anywhere, through the mobile guest app, through the online booking. This is all of the appointments. Now, if you're already using booking confirmation emails through the console, this will override and supersede that, so they won't be sent both. Now, you may also be thinking, okay, well, that's cool, Chris, but we've just looked at these text message reminders that go out one day before. How will this work alongside that? Well, think of this essentially as a booking confirmation. It's the appointment acknowledgement. So if I make an appointment for today, but the actual appointment itself isn't for 3 weeks' time, I will get my appointment acknowledgement today, as we can see here, 30 minutes after the appointment is created. And then in 3 weeks' time, I will get my text message reminder. We're being covered at both ends here. Now, you will also notice it is appointments created or changed. Now, again, this is if they change the start time of the appointment. They can do this by ring up or doing it face-to-face, or they can do it through the mobile guest app or the online booking profile. And that will send them a new confirmation. It will not send them a new confirmation if you adjust the time length of the appointment. So maybe you change it from 45 to 60. It will not send a new appointment acknowledgement after that. Now, also as well, just to let you know, let's say you make the appointment for 1 o'clock, but you accidentally move it to 1:15. And then you move it straight back to 1 o'clock, and then you think, oh no, it was actually 1:15. And you quickly move it back to 1:15 from there. And that's all happened quite quickly. There is actually a 3-minute grace period window to cater for these changes. So please don't worry if you make it for 1 and then the client goes, I actually move it to 1:15. You move it to 1:15. Oh no, actually move it back to 1 o'clock. You know, they're not going to be sent 2 or 3 different acknowledgements. There's roughly a 3-minute window to cater for these changes. So as we said, the layout of our cloud-based campaigns are all exactly the same. It's only the send schedule that changes. You can notice we can use two platforms. We can use email or SMS to send out. So we're going to click on to email just here. You'll notice we've got our display logo ticked here. That logo will pull through automatically from site settings just here. Underneath, we've got a lovely display image. This is an additional image to add a little something extra to your campaign. So it might be you want to go onto Google, you want to go onto Canva and find a nice image that sort of depicts this particular subject. So it might be a nice "you're booked" image, or it might be a nice picture of the salon. It might be a nice tick that says booking confirmed, anything like that. Underneath, nice and straightforward, we've done a lot of the hard work, a lot of the heavy lifting. We've got the subject, business name, booking confirmation. Now, anything in these personalized brackets here, these double brackets here, sorry, are what we refer to as personalized fields. It will bring that information through for you automatically, which is why, again, we double checked all of the information in the console under site settings. That's where it pulls through from. Now, if you were to delete this out, you can, of course, type in, shortcuts booking confirmation, or, type in your own salon name if you wish to. If you do delete the personalized field, you've always got the option just to the right-hand side here to bring it back. We can see that just there. Again, underneath, we've got the body of the email. Hi, customer first name. We can see those personalized fields just there. Thanks for your booking at business name. Your booking details are as follows. So it's all done for you. And again, you'll notice we've got the personalized field options just here. Underneath, we can add an offer. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about those offers in just a sec, because naturally you probably wouldn't want to, add an offer into an appointment acknowledgement. And of course, there is an add book button and a self-check-in button as well. And we've also got the sign off just here. We've also got a preview, a send test, and an activate button. You can also reset to the default template if you make a bit of a mess of it, shall we say, and you want to reset it. And it is that easy, ladies and gents. It is that quick, that simple to get that appointment acknowledgement set up. All we're going to do is click done. So we're going to continue with our ongoing campaigns, and we're going to take a look at our happy birthday campaign just here. Now, again, along the top, you can see the description, you've got the send schedule. These are all preset to make your life that little bit easier. We can change the gender, and we can also change the send time. Just to let you know, the send time can either be on the hour or half past the hour. And again, we've got email. We've got that logo that pulls through from site settings. We've got the nice display image. Maybe we grabbed from Google, Canva, as we said, a nice balloons, big happy birthday banner, something that depicts this particular subject. And again, we've got the body, everything here. So from all of us here at Gary's Hair and Beauty Boutique, we wish you a very happy birthday. To help you celebrate, we thought we would send you a special little birthday present, a voucher to use at your next appointment. Now, you can change all of this if you need to. Just simply type in whatever is relevant. Now, underneath, we've got the offer box, okay? And you'll notice we've got the offer text. You can add that in, 10% off, whatever it may be. And then underneath, we've got that discount code. Those discount codes pull through from your main Fusion system. And as you'll notice, there's one I created called birthday, and I've assigned that just there. Now, all of what pulls through here are what pulls through from your discount codes in your main shortcuts system. Just there, they all pull through from that. And the reason we do that, again, is to assign a discount code to track your return on investment. Okay, when we take a look at our reports, we can track our return on investment. Underneath, we've got the Book Now button. You can bring this down, you can bring it back just by simply clicking and closing there. Don't need to add a link in or anything like that at all. And again, we've got a nice little sign off, typically used as a footer. Then what we can do, if we want to see just how fantastic this campaign looks, we can click onto the preview icon down the center bottom of the screen. Excellent stuff. And we can see that just there. So we can see there's the logo that pulls through from site settings. And of course, there is my display image that I uploaded. And we can see all of that information just there. And there's our social media and website links just there. Now, if you want to send yourself a literal test so you can double check everything is working correct, which I highly recommend you do, you can click onto the send test icon there. When you do this, just to let you know, it will say at the top, Dear John or Hi John, as the client's first name. It will run through with a random appointment date and a random appointment time. That is essentially just proving or showing that the personalized field options are working correctly just there. And then we can click activate. And again, underneath, you may also wish to send SMS out as well. If you're wanting to keep an eye on the amount of text messages being sent out, you can configure this option here where it says send SMS. You can change it from always to only when no email will be sent, which essentially means if I'm opted in and you have my correct phone number on, I will be sent a text message, but maybe I didn't have an email or I wasn't opted in for email marketing. I will only be sent a text message if I will not receive my email. And again, exactly the same as before, just keep an eye on those characters used for your text messages. And then just click done. A couple of just very quick things to run through with the referral thank you. Again, how that works is if client A, e.g. me, refers client B, when client B comes in for an appointment, you will have to select the referral option and choose client A as the referral option. May remember I demonstrated that about 15 minutes ago when I made an appointment for a new client. So just always make sure that that's how it's set up. When client A refers client B, when that client B, which will naturally be a new client, when they come in, you take all their details. When you click the referral option and it says another client, just make sure you choose client A. Also as well, just very quickly with the no-show what happened, certainly would have this set up. But if you are using the no-show what happened, just please remember when you no-show the client in your Fusion diary to leave the appointment in for at least 30 minutes to an hour. The reason it does that is it needs to be able to link with what the appointment was and who the client was in order to send the no-show what happened. If you no-show them or just delete them, even if this is activated here, it's not going to know who to send it to because that appointment's been deleted. So just make sure you keep that appointment in for a good hour or so after they've been marked as a no-show. So hopefully everyone feels nice and confident doing that. Like I said, they all open up in exactly the same way. It's only that send schedule that changes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at our one-time campaigns. These are only sent out the once, okay? These are a bit more of a blast, a bit more seasonal. And you'll notice we have two different variations. We have message all clients and we have targeted campaign. So we are going to start off with message all clients. And this is essentially all clients in the database with the correct opt-in options and the correct communication platforms, such as text message or email. Now, this is a great way to advertise certain things, such as, opening hours, electronic gift cards, salon mobile guest stat, Merry Christmas, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, whatever it may be. Because you can see you can adjust the gender accordingly just here. And again, underneath, we can do it via email, and you can pop all of that information in there. Now, the first time you do this yourself, ladies and gents, just bear in mind that these will be totally blank. Okay, so when you do this yourself, they'll be totally blank because, of course, we don't know what you want to say. So just work through it. Just make sure you've got the subject at the top here, and then you've got the body. And then if you want to add any offers in, just make sure you use the discount code. Now, again, those discount codes pull through from your main Fusion system. And everything there is exactly the same. So I'm going to click done. And I'm now going to take you through my targeted campaign. Now, my targeted campaign really is one of my favorite ways to do marketing, and there's lots of different ways you can do it. So for example, here you can adjust the send time. I'd probably want to change that into not the middle of the night. And we can adjust the send date here as well. Now, underneath, you've got the recipients. This is essentially who is going to receive your marketing campaigns. And there's two options. There's appointments within a date range, and you can do a previous date range, or you can do up to 6 months in the future or the past as well. So maybe you had a flood, we had a power cut 2 weeks ago, or you were closed for a week, and you just want to contact all of those clients within the date range when you were closed. You obviously don't want to do a message all clients and send it to everyone. Or maybe you've got appointments booked in, next week, and there's going to be parking restrictions, something like that. You can do appointments within a date range. You can also include no-show, cancelled, and deleted appointments. Again, this was very handy in coronavirus, where we couldn't get into the salon, or the clients cancelled, they no-showed, whatever it may be. But one of my favorites is to use an imported customer list. And this is something we're going to take a look at now. So we're essentially going to create a list of customers to target based on demographic and transactional data. So we're going to use the imported customer list. So what we're going to do is we're going to head to our Fusion system. And on the right-hand side, we're going to go to Tools and Marketing. Now, you may remember roughly half an hour, 40 minutes ago, we went through those RPTS categories. We went through those report categories, and we ensured that all of my services were ticked to the correct report category. This will have a knock-on effect to your reports, such as performance summary, but it will also have a knock-on effect to your targeted marketing. And that's what we're going to take a look at now. So we're going to start off very basic with your targeted marketing, okay? Now, you might be thinking right now, I've got absolutely no idea who I want to target. Well, I'm going to give you some top tips. So we're going to start off nice and simple. We're going to click onto clients in the bottom left-hand corner here. And you can see at the top here, we can target them based on their town. Maybe, you're based somewhere like London, and you're thinking of opening up a salon somewhere nearby, and you want to see all of your clients that come from Knightsbridge, Soho, or so forth. You can target them based on their town. A very popular one is this one just here, where it says preferred employee. Now, you may or may not be aware that when a client sees one of your employees 3 or more times in a row, they are defaulted to the preferred employee. So for example, if we click onto this here and go down to Rachel, that would just essentially send all of Rachel's clients an email or a text message. So it may be Rachel's going on mat leave. It may be she's had a price increase. And of course, you don't want to send it to everyone's clients because it's not really relevant. You can also do a club or a program if you're using a membership program or a club set up in your Fusion system. So for example, you will see I have a staff club, a VIP club, a loyalty club. You may wish to just let all of your clients know that are part of one of those respective clubs or programs that something is changing, or they need to spend their points, or whichever it may be. Now, you will also notice you can do it via occupation. You've got referral options here, but of course we have already created that one in shortcuts in cloud-based marketing. We got a new client, we got a non-returning client, we got clients who refer. Lots of different ways to filter your clientele down. You've also got in the bottom left-hand corner, services, frequency, and services pounds. So this is a great way to find your real regular clients. So for example, you might find your clients that have a greater than 500 services with you. Or in the same way, you might want to find your top spending clients. This is the brand new year. You might want to find your top spending clients for 2023. Now, to do this, what you would do is do something like greater than, £1,000, and you will have to set a date range as well. The reason I would say set a date range, I'll show you how to do that in just a sec. The reason I would say set yourself a date range, you might have had shortcuts for 20 years. You might have a client that comes in once or twice a month that averagely spends about £100. Over those 20 years, if you didn't set a date range, they probably would have racked up over £1,000 expenditure. So from there, you can then click done, and you can pop yourself a nice little date range in just here. If you wanted to do 2023, you would just change that to January 2023, choose the 1st, and then choose this to December 2023, and maybe do the 31st. And that would then show you, for example, all clients that have spent more than £1,000 on services between the date range here. So it's a great way to find sort of your top spending clients for 2023. I'm just going to clear this, and I'm going to clear my date range just here. So that is a fantastic way to start to filter down your clientele. But let's take it one step further. We're going to dip into what we call transactional marketing. So you may be a hair and beauty salon, and you think to yourself, I want to advertise my beauty a little bit more. I want to find all of my customers that have been in for hair, but I want to let them know we also do beauty. So I want to find my customers that have been in for hair, but never beauty. So you'll notice at the top of the screen here, it's almost like a split screen. We have services done, services not done, products purchased, products not purchased, and we can start off nice and generic. So in the top right hand corner, we have categories. Now, when I click onto these categories, these here, ladies and gents, are our report categories, our RPTS categories. Okay, so that is why about half an hour ago, I ensured that our RPTS, our report categories, were all set up correctly. Now, again, if those services were not ticked for those report categories, it is not going to appear under our targeted marketing here. So, for example, if I think one of my examples was one of the gents cuts wasn't ticked under styling. Anybody that came in for a styling service, anybody that came in for that particular gents styling service will not be pulled through into my targeted marketing. So, for example, I'm going to click onto color and click done. And that's going to find me all clients that have had any color service just here. And then I'm going to find clients that have not had a styling service with me. So I'm going to do services not done and choose categories and go to styling. We could then create a lovely campaign saying, look, you've always had color with us, but did you know we have a fantastic team of stylists working here that would love to blow dry or cut your hair to perfection to really show off your color. And that would find me a list of clients that have had any color service, but never any styling service. Let's just delete these out. You can also be super specific. So in the top right, you'll notice I've got my services icon. I'm going to be nice and specific. Again, I'm going to go to my color and I'm going to choose half head of highlights and I'm going to click done. Then underneath, I'm going to do services not done. And for example, I'm going to choose a full head of highlights. Because again, you may wish to sort of look to organically upsell and say, look, you've always visited us for a half head of highlights. But did you know, come and see us for a full head of highlights. We'll give you £2 or £3 off. We'll go down the parting, down the sides, down the back. Fantastic when you put your hair up in a ponytail. And that would find me all of my clients that have had a half head of highlights, but never a full head of highlights. And again, we can delete that out. We can also do the same for our products. So you can see we've got companies, lines, and products. And again, this is a great way for a product promotion, take home care, or an organic upsell. So again, I could do companies, and I could find everybody that has purchased American Crew, but we've just taken on a brand new brand, a brand new company called Bumble and Bumble. And I'm going to say, look, for everybody that's purchased my American Crew, we really think they would love our Bumble and Bumble range as well. So you can create a nice little campaign advertising that you've now got Bumble and Bumble. You can also do the same for the line of products. You might say, look, you've always purchased the LMS biotech range. So you've always purchased these products here, but you've never purchased this brand new line that we've just taken on called biotech support. And we think, if you use this range here, this line here, you will love this line here too. And again, we can be really specific with our products. So for example, if I click onto products, and let's say if I go to my American Crew, what have we got? I could say here, I have my Daily Moisture Shampoo, 250 ml. So we could say we've always purchased this Daily Moisture Shampoo, but we've just taken on the relevant conditioner. And of course, that would befit your take-home kit perfect. So again, under products not purchased, I'm going to click onto products, go to my American Crew, and daily conditioner just there. And it's a way to upsell to those clients. Now, of course, the more niche, the more specific you are like this here, you're probably going to get less clients, but it's a great way to upsell certain products or maybe even slow moving products. You can also do a cheeky mixture. So for example, at the top here, you can go to services done, choose categories such as color. And again, that'll be any color service. But for services not done, you can choose specific services. So for example, I'm going to choose a popular hair treatment just here. And that would find me all of my clients that have been in for a color service, that's any color service, but they've never been in for a popular hair treatment. We could then create a fantastic targeted campaign, maybe with a few pounds off, outlining the benefits of that hair treatment. Now, once you've sort of filtered it like I've done here, once you've done your targeting, we need to compute our list of clients just here. And we can see I've got 65 clients, which, it may be a bit of an eye-opener. It may just let us know. So I filtered it to say any clients that have been in for color, but have never had an Olaplex treatment. So you might look at this and think, okay, well, seems like a lot of my clients are actually having Olaplex treatments. I may or may not continue. You may look at your results here on the right-hand side, and you may have 6,000 clients. That tells us our clients are coming in for color, but they're not coming in for that treatment. Now, what I would also do, if you're going to send this out via email, exclude the customers without an email address. And you can see that also affects my results just here. Now, if you are going to do this via a text message, please ensure you exclude the clients without a mobile, because it will charge you. So just please bear that in mind. I would also recommend you remove the clients that have opted out of marketing, because of course, they won't be sent the email or the text message anyway, but of course it will throw your results out. So I can see here, I've got 8 clients that have visited me for color, but have never had a treatment. You might look at this and think, okay, is it worth doing it for 8 clients? But as this is a demonstration, I'm going to press on and continue. I'm happy to send it to my 8 clients. So what we need to do, we need to save this list of clients, okay? And this is a very important aspect, ladies and gents, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to click onto the save icon just here. We are going to rename it. And then all importantly, ladies and gents, once we have renamed this document, we're going to click on to browse just here. Now, the reason we do this is it will by default save it in a folder called letters, which is in a folder, 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 which is in a folder. So there's a very good chance if we didn't save it to a secure location that we feel confident in finding it again, maybe such as the desktop, maybe such as the documents. When you come to find it in just a sec to send it out, you'll have no idea where we saved it to. So just make sure we save it somewhere there. Excellent stuff. So we've saved that list of clients. We're now ready to send it out. We go back to our cloud-based marketing. We go back to our targeted campaign here. Double check we've got use imported customer list. And we've got this option here, choose file. We would click onto this option here and choose the file. It is usually at this point, ladies and gents, where we say to ourselves, where the heck did I save it to? So just always remember, choose that secure location, such as your documents or your desktops. Then from there, underneath exactly the same, we've got the email, we've got the text message, Got your display logo, again, pulls through from site settings. You've got your display image. Maybe for my particular example, where we're talking about clients that have had color but no treatment, pop a nice picture of the hair treatment in there, put your subject, put your body in there, put everything like that, and make sure you add your offer in. And that, ladies and gents, is our cloud-based marketing, particular, just finishing up there with our targeted campaigns. Now, we have always said if we're going to add an offer or a discount in, we always assign it here to a discount code. And remember, those discount codes pull through from your main Fusion system. So why do we do that? We assign a discount code to track your return on investment. So essentially, when that client brings the voucher in or brings the offer in, such as the happy birthday, you can run that discount promotion code through at the point of sale. A, that allows us to take the discount off, but B, it also gives us our return on investment. It lets us know just how well that campaign is doing for us. And we can track that very quickly in our cloud by going to Menu, Reports, and the second to last option, Campaign Summary. You can set yourself a date range along the top here, and you can also filter multiple sites if you have them. And then all you need to do is click View. Now, I might not have anything pop up just because this is a test system, but it should give you just a very quick brief introduction. It's very, very easy. So you may just be able to see it there. I did try and pause the screen, so hopefully you can all see it just there. But it's very, very easy to work out once you've got this set up. To keep an eye on things like the value spent and everything like that. So just keep an eye on that. It's a fantastic report to look at, but that will only work if you are using a discount code and you're running that through at the point of sale. Otherwise, it can't link it. Excellent stuff. So that is it for this morning, ladies and gents. Thank you ever so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure speaking to everyone. As always, if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop those across to me now. So if you do want to have the little green markers on the right-hand side, what I'd recommend you do is go to Tools and then go to Backup and just take just a very quick backup there if you want to, just because we are going to need to restart your shortcut system. So just do make sure you do like a nice quick backup. And then you go to Setup and then Configuration on the right-hand side. Let me just minimize that down. In the bottom left corner, if we go to General, and then on the left-hand side, wait for my screen to catch up. About that. So yeah, just waiting for the screen to catch up. So what you'd need to do is click this box just here. So it's under appointment book, under general. So once you've clicked onto appointment book, just tick the box, show availability icon. And that shows you your availability. So depending on how busy you are, it can either be green, orange, or white. If you are fully booked, it will show as white, not red. So just always just keep an eye on that there. You will just have to give a quick restart to your shortcut system for the availability icon to appear, but let's see if I can get it to do it very quickly. So if I see if I can get everyone fully booked. So you'd have to be fully booked across here, and it would start to sort of go, like an orange color, a red color. You can see it starts to work along the icons at the top here. But that's your availability icon. It's a very quick indicator as you're looking at your diary, just to sort of see who is most busy, who's free, and everything like that. But just do make sure you give your system just a quick restart once you've switched that on there. Lovely stuff. Any other questions for me this morning, ladies and gents? So as always, do make sure you give us a nice little follow on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Over the coming days, we do often advertise and highlight new classes and new products, things like that, on our Facebook. So do make sure you give us a follow to stay up to date with everything there. You're very welcome, no problem at all. Excellent stuff, thank you. Excellent stuff. So thank you ever so much for joining me. I think that's it for all of the questions, but feel free to drop any that you think of later on. You can do so. The email address is on the screen now at education@shortcuts.co.uk. We've got loads of brand new classes coming up as well over the coming weeks. Like I said, we're going to be talking about integrated card machines. We're going to be talking about Marketing Plus, our advanced platform. If you want something a little bit more in depth, and lots of revenue increasing classes as well. Once again, thank you ever so much for joining me. I will speak to you all again soon. Stay safe and have a lovely rest of your week. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye.